Hello, I'm Matthew from Ludovox.fr, and today I'm going to give you an overview not of a board game, but of a board games console. And this is SquareOne. So SquareOne is a board games console with different applications and games, and you will be able to play board games only with a tactile interface and with cards that have RFID chips in them, so you will be able to play them and they will be interpreted by the machine. So I'm going to give you an overview of two games, Chromacy and Crystal Bay. In Chromacy, you are represented by a color and a pawn, and you want to make the board of your color. You control the territories by doing so, and you leave your color in your wake. If you move, the space you just left is going to have your color. So on your turn, you're just going to roll the die, and then you are going to move that number of spaces. If you don't have the dice track, you will be able to randomize by using the dice card. In this case, I will move 3 spaces. For example, 1, 2, 3. And I will be able to paint those spaces with my color. Then I will end the yellow player's turn before moving on to my turn, red player's turn. So in this case, I will roll the die again, and I did a 3 as well. So I will probably do 1, 2, 3. Why did I do that? It's simply because I can attack my opponent. To attack my opponent, I must be aligned with them at the end of my move. And I will have to play a card from their color. And when I attack an opponent, I will basically color everything in the path to my opponent, but they can guard. Because if they don't guard, or if they don't guard enough, all of the spaces around the figure is going to be colored with my color. So in this case, I will play a 6. And they will be able to defend with a card of the same color. So if they guard successfully, for example, with a higher card, a 7, they will guard everything around them. So that's what happens. Otherwise, everything would have been red. And you're going to be continuing playing like this until the game ends. And the game will end in 2 ways. The first way is after 7 rounds of the game, if you have the most spaces of your color, you win the game. But you can end the game prematurely if you have 27 hexes of your color at any given point in the game. You dominate all of your opponents, you win, and that's it for Chromacy. So this is a game about area control. There are other games, such as Crystal Bay. In this case, we have an overlay for the board, and you may notice we have different miniatures. And these miniatures are boats, a lighthouse, and golems. So in this game, we will try to fetch crystals, so to get them inside of the bay and to bring them back to our harbor. And this is very important because that's what gives us points, and the game will end whenever we reach the target number of points that we set at the beginning of the game. The problem is the bay is dark, and it is illuminated by only the light of the lighthouse. So you're just going to tap it at the beginning of your turn, and it's going to turn and to move. And you may see you have seaweed, you have reefs, and you will have to remember that, because this is what you are going to base your movements on. So for example, I noticed that there was one here. So I will try to remember, yes, it's here. So I will have to remember it, and then I will have to play. And when I have to play, I will select a card from my hand and play it. The cards have different colors, which are tied to powers, but also they have a value, which is the move value of the card. In this case, I'm going to move 4 spaces. I play the card in the matching color space, and this will allow me to trigger some powers, in this case, moving golems. There are no golems at the moment, so I will simply remove my card and then move a certain number of spaces, in this case 4. 3, 2, 1, and there I finished my move. If I collect something, it will go inside of my hole, inside of my hold, and if I want to score it, I just have to go back to my harbor. However, if during my moves, if I encounter reefs, I will drop them. I will drop my crystals. If I encounter seaweeds, I just stop my move. So now that I have performed my move and my special action with my card, I will play with my golem. The golems are something that helps you either make combos, because you are going to be placing them onto special spaces of the board, but they can also be placed onto the board, and it will block your opponents, create memory points for you because, you can remember that you placed them. And then it's the end of your turn, it's the next player's turn that will do the same, and everyone will play until a player has reached the total of victory points that you have set at the beginning of the game. And that's it for Crystal Bay. So this is a game about moving, remembering everything that you put here and that you see, and also creating combos of cards which trigger special abilities. So SquareOne is a games console which uses the tools of board games, so cards, boards, dice, known rules, but it also hinges on video games. And this is very important because this is going to take care of some rules. It's going to allow fresh experiences, like with the dynamic board of Crystal Bay, or it's going to read everything that you do and take care of the rules for you. So this is something that will create, fortunately, new experiences, and more games are going to be added to the library soon. So stay tuned and see you on ludovox.fr. Bye bye!